It's 11:47 p.m. The city outside your window is quiet, but your mind is racing. Your board meeting is in 13 hours, and a cold, impartial algorithm just gave you a verdict. The strategy you have built your career on has 92% chance of failure. 92%. Your gut says no way. The data says yes. So, who do you trust? The machine or the human looking back at you in that reflection? I'm not here to scare you with taking over headlines. I'm here to ask something harder. What happens to leadership when machines start making better decisions than humans? And more importantly, how do you still matter as a leader when that happens? Let's start with the data because it's brutal. A 2024 McKinsey study found that AI forecasts outperform senior executive intuition by 27% in speed and 11% in accuracy with just 50,000 rows of data. That's not a lot of data. That's one Tuesday morning in most companies. In hedge funds, the gap is 35%. In retail supply chains, over 40%. So, the era of pure intuition-only leadership, it's over. But here is the twist. The same study found that when humans override AI that touch moral, brand, or ethics, the long-term outcomes are 1.8 times better. So the question isn't, do I trust AI or myself? The question is, when should each one take the wheel? Let's map this out. Imagine a simple 2x2 grid. On one axis, data availability, low to high. On the other, decision driver, human to AI. First quadrant, human driven, low data. These are people problems, ethical problems, culture problems. You can't spreadsheet your way through them. For example, deciding whether to let go of a high-performing but toxic vice president. The metrics scream, keep them, but your empathy says otherwise. You lead with values, not velocity. Second quadrant, AI-driven, high data. This is where the machine shines. Forecasting, logistics, churn, predictions, all data-heavy, repetitive, high-volume calls. Here you don't compete with AI, you leverage it. Next quadrant, the hybrid zone. This is collaboration. AI augments human judgment. Think of healthcare. AI spots anomalies on scans, the doctor interprets them and decides what to tell the family. It's man and machine, not man versus machine. The last quadrant, the conflict zone. This is where things get dangerous and where leadership truly shows. Remember Amazon's hiring AI? It learned bias from 10 years of historical data and began penalizing women resumes. The machine saw correlation, humans saw injustice. It took people with ethics, empathy, and courage to step in and stop it. That's leadership in the AI age. Let me share you two real stories that bring this to life. At St. Jude's Hospital, a surgeon faced an impossible decision. A child had a deadly brain tumor. His gut said, I can operate. The AI said, don't. Survival chance? 0.3%. He reran the scan using his own surgical plan. The AI projected 97% fatality. He stopped. 2 months later, a gene therapy appeared, a therapy the AI had quietly flagged in a footnote. That child lived. The surgeon said later, that machine saved me from playing God. It saved me from myself. That's not replacement, that's augmentation. A fintech company's AI flagged a huge risk. It advised cutting credit lines for 42% of gig workers. But the CFO A former freelancer herself said, wait, she knew the data had no column for dignity, no metric for unpredictable income. Instead of cutting credit, she ran a 30-day empathy experiment. Flexible payment plans, personalized messages, financial guidance. Result? 18% fewer defaults, zero brand damage, and glowing media coverage. Human empathy outperformed machine logic. So, how do you lead in this new world? 3 habits. Habit 1, become a question asker, not just a decision maker. When AI gives you a confident answer, ask this: what would have to be true for the opposite to happen? That single question uncovers blind spots, hidden variables, and assumptions no model will admit. Habit 2. Treat ethics as a line of code, not a press release. Before deploying any AI system, run what I call an adversarial ethics audit. Ask, who is most likely to be harmed? Who is missing from this data? It might slow you down by 4%, but it saves you from a 400% PR crisis later. Habit 3. Double down on human skills the machine can't rent. Storytelling, moral imagination, empathy. AI can process information, but it can't inspire people. That's your advantage. Now here is the one prompt that I give to every executive. Type this into any AI model before you make a strategic decision. Act as a skeptical board member who wants to protect our culture, brand, and long-term trust. Challenge my plan, show me where bias could enter, and suggest one risk only human would see. That's how you turn AI into your sharpest strategic ally. Let's go back to that CEO from the start. She faced a 92% chance of failure, but she didn't surrender to the AI. She challenged it. She found that the model had assumed trade tariffs would stay flat. They didn't. She hedged her strategy, and her product launch beat projections by 92%. That's leadership, not AI versus human, but AI plus human. A duet, not a duel. The future of leadership isn't about who is smarter. It's about who collaborates better, the machine or the mind guiding it. If this helped you think differently about leadership and AI, download your free Judgment AI Conflict Map Toolkit. It's linked below, and subscribe to Lead with AI, where we help you lead smarter, faster, and better in the age of intelligence. See you in the next episode.